Okay, so let me start the session. So once again, good evening, everyone. So hello all. So welcome to the session. So this is Linux Admin 125th. Like this is the batch name, and previously I have like I taught for 5 batches. So this is the sixth one. Okay, so yeah. So let me give a introduction about myself. So Karthik here, I have around 3 years of experience and I completed RHCSA certification and going to give RHCE as well. So yeah, um, and so currently working as a sysadmin as well as a DevOps engineer. Okay, in an MNC. And yeah, coming to the overview. So what is the agenda of this course, right? So this course will be spanning for around 20 days and what you will be gaining in terms of the knowledge over the period of time, right? So the main focus would be like pure Linux and it would be like from the basics to the intermediate level. Okay, so we will be seeing how to install a Linux operating system in your VM as well as cloud. Okay, as well as how to handle the server and what would be the real-time scenario like as a DevOps engineer as well as like a Linux admin, what would be the daily tasks, right? So we'll be seeing those and yeah, so these are all the basics and how the course structure would be. So let me, yeah, this is the roadmap of this course especially. Okay, so just a sec, yeah. Yeah, so it would be any operating system or anything, we must sort out the user management, right? So why? Because that is where it is a critical and very important thing when it comes to even our own team user management as well as the whole environment, right? So as a sysadmin, you will be the one responsible for managing the whole, let's say you belongs to project and the whole project would be depending on your team to manage the user management when it comes to only Linux, right? So even Windows Server would have the Active Directory and all. So we will see that over the course. And the next one would be the disk management. Okay, so the disk management is like again as a sysadmin, this is the critical one, and mostly your day-to-day activities you would be working on disk, right? So how to partition, how to remove a disk, very important. And if some disk is not visible in the like while your system is rebooted or so, you will be the one resolving those, right? So we need to see the logs and reach out to there will be dedicated storage team, but still uh, in the OS perspective, you will be the one responsible for this one, disk management. And the next one would be the process management. So this is again and very important when it comes to the each metrics like CPU, memory, and network, right? So all the metrics you need to manage and process wise like let's say HTTP process like Apache and triple SD for Active Directory, like that. All the process, like how to start, how to make a process like terminate automatically, like those. A lot we will be seeing in process management as well, and server troubleshooting. So this is where, as a sysadmin, you must know how to troubleshoot a faulty server or something is wrong with that system, right? So you will be the one responsible for that. And basic networking you'll be seeing, as well as the container we'll be seeing in troubleshooting as well. Okay. So why RHCSA? Now you would think, so this we can do in a generic way, right? Why RHCSA? Because, so what is the full form of RHCSA is? One second, let me share my whole screen. So the full form of RHCSA is Red Hat Certified. Okay, sorry, I forgot to. Okay, yeah, recording is already there. Okay, yeah. Red Hat Certified System Administrator, right? So this is the full form of RHCSA and why we need and what is the credibility this certificate has, right? So the exam code is EX200 and the version we'll be seeing is RHEL 8 or 9. So either one we'll be seeing. Okay, so yeah. So what is the importance of this certification, right? So let me go to the browser. Just type RHCSA. So this is the landing page. So let me paste that in the chat as well. And yeah, if you see this one, yeah, let me go to the exam section. So first of all, the people who are new to the IT industry might not know who is Red Hat and what is their agenda. So Red Hat is they have their own Linux distribution. So it is called as Linux distribution. So first thing is why Linux is like, it is an open source, right? So it's been founded long back and they have their own version of Linux, Red Hat is. And why they are the market standard nowadays and why enterprises prefer them because of their support. So they are the most like cost effective as well as the response is like their support ratio is very high comparatively to any other vendor, right? When it comes to Linux, especially not in Windows. So Windows, the monopoly is of course Microsoft, right? So they own the Windows and it is a closed environment. So only Microsoft can provide the Windows support. Whereas in Linux, since it is an open source, any major player can provide the support. But Red Hat is the major player as of now, and IBM acquired them like 3 years back, I guess. So yeah, so that is one of the things, and they've been in the industry for more than 20 years. Okay, so that's what, like, still they're very strong, and as of now they even own Ansible as well. So many softwares they have under their umbrella. Okay, so that is what, like, and this is the entry level certification. Okay, so for the people who are not IT industry or non-technical, from non-technical, if they want to move to IT, this is the go-to certification, I would say, for anyone, right? So yeah, and yeah, so this is what so today's session will be going through the syllabus. Okay, so the tomorrow session will be start installing the Red Hat in our missions, like using VMware Workstation, as well as we will be installing in all the 3 cloud service provider. I mentioned only AWS here, so I'll be showing you GCP as well. And yeah, so not only AWS and GCP. Why? Because I won't install in Azure. So Azure is also good one, but the thing is that Azure only gives you $100 and it is only for 30 days. So within 30 days, of course, you can't practice everything, right? So that is the reason. I would suggest you to use AWS as or GCP. It is your choice. Okay, so for the people who have low specification laptops, so I personally prefer the local installation, because anytime you need not worry if you turned it on or off. But in cloud, if you turned it on for so long, your free tier would be completed or exhausted. So the cost will be incurred for each hour. So that would be very hard, right? So I would strongly suggest this one. So VMware Workstation 1. So we'll be anyhow going through how to install in next session, as well as even in cloud for the people who have low specification a laptop or something. We'll see that. Okay, so and every session we will be seeing the important and any comments I'll be teaching in that specific session. I'll be giving in the notes as well. Or I have the resource section, and this is the file for that one. And this resource, it is even listed in this document as well, or I can even give now. So please do open this link which I sent, this drive link, and bookmark it. Okay, so bookmark as a resource, Linux resource also. Okay, so why? Because anything related to our course, which will be sent or posted here, the files, not the any course related like informations, right? So all the files related to our course, like how the even the installation guide, everything it would be here. So even you can see the steps to install VMware, everything it would be here. Okay. So the next thing is performance monitoring. So monitoring is one of the key aspect in any system, right? So we need to make sure how the monitoring is like how to monitor each metrics, right? So as of now, you guys might know the task manager in your Windows. So it is one way of monitoring, but this is for only one mission, right? So in your like personal, sorry, in your work environment, it won't be the case. So you'll be managing minimum of 5,000 plus servers at least, right? So you need to make sure how to monitor each metrics here. So yeah, so that is your monitoring. So we'll be having, I will be trying to show you how to monitor using a Grafana or some other tool if needed. Okay, so we will be seeing in upcoming sessions. So Grafana or New Relic, so many monitoring tools are there in the market. So I'll be choosing the free one because yeah, so those are even the market standard nowadays. So Grafana is almost they captured the like monitoring market also. So yeah. And coming to the user management, so these are all the topics in our user management. So how to create a user, delete, and manipulating each user metrics, user management, as well as the super user, right? So like sudo and privileged access. So those all will be seeing in this user management. So this user management itself would take at least 5 to 6 days. I would take. So I would go a bit slow user management because many would won't mind and skip user management when it comes to Linux, right? So why? Because of course user management is the basics one, but we must be very how to say, like understanding the basics, right? So user management would be like you would be doing that forever. So any company you join or anywhere, you would be, even as a senior resource, you must know at least the basics, right? So that is what, like user management, I'll go a bit slow. And from this disk management, the pace of my teaching would be uh, more. Okay, so and the basic OS concept. So this would be like the same as your Windows, but here since it is a CLI, right? So it quickly tell you what is GUI and CLI for the people who don't know. So GUI is graphical user interface and CLI is command line interface. So there is another one, TUI, text based user interface. So TUI is like kind of depreciated. Very few are using that. Okay, so like very few systems use TUI. GUI and CLI is the like any, so your Windows, we are using a GUI system as of now. So you have an icon here and you have a cursor and you can interact with this particular application using a cursor, right? So this is the cursor and you're interacting with it, right? So you're clicking or right clicking, anything, you're interacting with the machine using the graphics, right? So that is your GUI, and your Windows is the best example because day to day you'll be using Windows machine, right? So and CLI. So CLI is nothing but your command prompt. Okay, so this is your CLI, and mostly a Linux machine, we won't prefer a GUI one. So anyhow, we will be installing a GUI one just to show you. And if something goes wrong in CLI and you're like the scope of solving that issue in CLI is a bit hard. Anyhow, we'll be installing a GUI version, but the preferred one in your enterprise, it will be CLI. Okay, so that is the thing. So GUI, the best example would be your Windows, or all the all the major operating system has their GUI version, because of course, like as a sysadmin, you prefer CLI, right? But not everyone. So that is the thing. So all the operating system would have a GUI, and the CLI most used one is Linux or even Windows, like CMD. And of course, Mac also uses Linux bash shell. Okay, so shell we will be seeing in upcoming session what is shell and all, but that is again, it is a way of interacting with the machine. So shell is just a gist I'm giving you. Okay, so TUI, it is only for some of the tools inside the operating system. So NMTUI is there for network management. So like that, some tools will use TUI. Okay, so yeah, anyhow, you'll be seeing that later. So nice, this one. So yeah, all this are the OS concepts. So archive, very important, archival, and storing it let's say a log, 30 days old log, you need to store in like a cold storage, let's say, in a separate hard disk or a separate server for that. So you'll be creating an archive out of it and storing it, right? So similar way, how to access a another machine using the SSH, as well as SSH key pair. So anyhow, that is also in the topic. So yeah, and the basics of everything. So almost everything we'll be seeing the basics, how to interact with the machine, and what is shell, and what are all the basic commands, and almost every command we will be seeing in our sessions. Okay, so yeah, or how to create a hard link and soft link, and file permissions. So very important topic, file permissions, and every day you'll be doing this one. So yeah, we'll be seeing that. And yeah, so this is like a booting procedure, and how to interrupt a a boot, as well as how to manipulate a boot. Like when, let's say, if you want to reset the root password, and you forgot a password, or you need to uh, let's say machine is in hung state, right? So when a system is booting on, startup process is having an issue, right? So you need to troubleshoot that. So in order to do that, you need to interrupt the booting procedure, and you will be troubleshooting it. So we'll be seeing all those, and as a sysadmin, you will be doing this often, right? So why? Because if it is only 10 to 20 missions, it is fine. Since you are handling around more than at least 2000 plus missions would be there in any environment, right? So that's what, at least one would be faulty, or something would be having an issue, right? So yeah, you must know at least the concept of how to, what is, anyhow, we'll be seeing the booting procedure in the third session also, day after tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, and all the CPU metrics, and how to manage this tuned profile, and all the logs. Okay, so journal log, and like all the var logs, right? So for the people who already worked in a working as a Linux admin might know this. We will be on everyday basis, you will be monitoring the logs, and if something is going like they're having a system there is a system anomaly, you need to of course, logs is the one first thing you will be seeing, right? So yeah, Ganesh, error logs. So error log, application logs, all the logs. As a sysadmin, you can go and see any files in your machine, right? And of course, all the logs will be stored under var log. So anyhow, we'll be seeing what is all. So don't worry about that. And how to do a secure copy. So SCP, as well as like I didn't listed it. So how to do a restricted SFTP user, right? So how to restrict a user to use only one particular file system or so, right? So we'll be seeing those as well in basic system admin activities. Okay, so and the next thing, so with this, your basic OS concepts would be done, and the next one would be your disk management. So again, disk management I would take around 2 to 3 days. So all the disk management concepts. So it like we won't see the multipath and all. So that would take some time. Okay, so we'll be seeing how what is LVM, how to create from the empty disk. So how to create an LVM, right? So logical volume management. All those topics we'll be seeing here, right? So how to create, resize or delete, right? So we'll be seeing that, and the strategies and video also will be seeing, and how to format it. Of course, without formatting, you can't use that. But yeah, you get the point, right? So we'll be seeing all the disk related, and this is very important in terms of your interview as well as your day-to-day activities. Okay, so and while I train a topic, I'll be giving you hints for your interview as well. So whether this topic is important for your interview or not. Okay, so the next one we'll be seeing, any operating system security must be top notch, right? So which means security is very, so security is one of the key aspect why Linux is still existing. Why? Because of course I'm not like biased and not telling that the Windows has a bad security reputation and all, but yeah, so the security is bit more advanced and user friendly in, let's say, Linux. Okay, so security is the important concept and very important. You need to harden your server. So there is a term called a server hardening. Okay, so we will be seeing those, and like firewall, how to create a firewall, and how to allow a port through the firewall, right? So of course, these are all will be easy in your AWS or any cloud service you'll be doing. But anyhow, in the server end, how to configure those, right? So we'll be seeing those, and the key-based authentication, as I told before, we'll be seeing extensively how to do that, because in my previous batches, many were in my first batch, I guess I missed this topic. So many were confused how this key based was working in AWS, right? Why? Because that is the only way of authentication in your AWS or any cloud service. So we will be seeing extensively how this key based is working, private key, public key, and all. Okay. And yeah, so how to restrict a user with a limited set of commands. So of course, some of the commands, like any user can have access, like while the server user is created on the server, right? So how to limit only a specific set of commands, right? So we'll be seeing that. And of course, we will be seeing a networking concept. As a sysadmin, you must know the basics of networking. So we won't be seeing the advanced topic, okay? Only the basics. So as like with respect to the Linux, like which configuration file you will be editing for, let's say, adding a route or adding a new NIC card. So what are all the commands you need to execute, right? So we'll be seeing those. And next thing we'll be seeing the container, and the Red Hat has their own container. Okay, so usually the market standard nowadays is Docker and Kubernetes, right? So Red Hat has their own container called as Podman, and yeah, so we'll be seeing that. And yeah, the next one would be like your vSphere. So this one we will be like anyhow, VMware vSphere depends on the hardware as well. Like it won't run in most of the laptops. Okay, so if you have a personal computer, of course you can try installing. And anyhow, I'll be explaining you how to use this VMware vSphere, right? And there is even a dedicated course in our Logic Labs for VMware. So you can even join that if you are interested in VMware. Why I am stressing on VMware? Because that is what you will be using in your work environment. Okay, so not the one we will be installing in our machines, right? So the one we will be installing is VMware Workstation. So that is for like non-enterprise users like us, right? So for general use, VMware Workstation. VMware vSphere is the market standard for like enterprises. So this is where all the console and everything would be there. So I will try to install in my VM and I'll be showing you. Okay, so yeah. And is there any doubts in the syllabus? Anyone? If yeah, please raise the hand if you have any doubts. Okay, so it is very straightforward course. Okay, so the course would be spanning like minimum of 20 days, or if time permits, I would be teaching more than that. Okay, so yeah, but all these topics would be covered in this section, like our course. Sorry, yeah. And yeah, so this is the one, and it is not a free course, by the way. So we get a question, we get this question a lot. Okay, so it is a paid one, and the course fee is around 3.5K, and in USD it is $48. Okay, so and every day it would be the same timing, 8 to 9 p.m. Okay, so no, Ganesh, Nginx, no, we won't cover that. So if you need any documentation or help with that, I will be assisting you. So don't worry about that. So you can drop an email to me to this one. So this mail ID, you can drop a mail anytime. So any doubts, or if you want specific documentation, of course, you just drop an email to this one, Ganesh. So let me send that mail ID here. So anyone, if you have any doubts on this section, sorry, on our, one sec, yeah. So if you have any doubts on each day sessions, so do drop an email to me. We'll be assisting you. Okay. So I will take any desk session or even a Zoom session, and we'll be solving your issue. Okay. So and this drive link, it is already in this document. Okay, so this demo class document would be sent to you. Okay, and yeah, one sec. So if you click this link, it will be redirecting you to this resource page, and please do download this ISO and VMware. Okay, so this folder, right? Let me zoom up it. So as I told before, all the resource section, this is to proceed. Yeah. Yeah. So all the resources related to our section would be provided in this one drive link. Okay. So please do bookmark, and I will make sure. So this has been there for like all the 6 batches. So, oh, sorry, all the previous batches. This is the 6th batch. Okay. So yeah. So please do open this folder, and you might see this one, all this files. So this is the important ISO file. So ISO is for your OS image. So please make sure you download this one. So it is around 9 gigs. Okay, so you just right click and download. If not, you can right click here and download, but this will create a zip out of it or create a compressed version. So that would take some time because it need to compress all this, and again you need to decompress while it is after it is downloaded, right? So please don't do that. Right click and download. So download one by one from this directory. So why it is a huge one? because it even includes all the packages as well, right? So yeah, download this one as well as VMware Workstation Pro. So it is around 600 MB. So if for the people who having issue downloading this ISO, so there is even a torrent version as well. And if you still have doubts in how to open a torrent file, you just Google uTorrent. Yeah, so just go to the first link for the people who don't know what is torrent and all. So yeah, uTorrent Classic, free download, download now, right? So it will start the download and installation is very straightforward. I already have it. It is already installed in my case, I think so. Yeah, it is not. So just give next, next, and yeah, that's it. So it will install and you can open this torrent file. You just download this and open in it. Okay, so it is as easy to download. Why torrent is preferred than a direct download is, so some would have the network interruption, right? So it won't be a stable network, and in order to download this 9 gig file, it would be taking a lot of time. And if it is interrupted in between, right? So again, from first you need to download. So that is the issue with this direct Google Drive download for the people for them. So please download via this torrent. So there are two torrents, yeah. So rel 8.2 or 8.4. Okay, so yeah, so just right click download and open that torrent in your uTorrent. Okay, and yeah, so this is your resource section. So just a sec. Yeah, Rutuja. So it would be, so since you are student pursuing engineering at IT, so like this is actual pure IT one. Okay, so there are two pathways, right? So one is your developer, and this is a infra side. So infra, this is the starting stage, and if you're a student and you're in the right place, I guess, because easily you can the credibility of Red Hat, like this RHCSS certification is a huge one as a fresher. Okay, so you can show this in your interview, and easily you can get placed. And this knowledge is a must nowadays. Why? Because Red Hat, not only Red Hat, in Linux in general is the market standard for all the DevOps applications, right? So like let's say Kubernetes or anything like Ansible, it would be uh, running in a CLI, and almost the basic commands you will be using from the Red Hat only. So the origins is Red Hat, or sorry, Linux. So anyhow, the version of Linux you'll be using is Red Hat. So that is the reason I'm giving Red Hat as an example. Okay, so yeah, DevOps and solution. Sure, Ganesh. Yeah. So many does face that. So like you must be familiar with the DevOps. Sorry, in order to be a DevOps engineer, you must know at least the basics and intermediate Linux in order to survive as a DevOps engineer. So yeah, don't worry, Ganesh. So this course would help you. Okay. So yeah, is there any doubts? And let me show you. Yeah, so this is the link of the Logic Labs. So I just pasted in the chat as well. So you just go to this one, and if you want already a recorded one, you can even uh, like sign up for my previous batches if you want only the recorded one. And yeah, so it would be the in Google from this process. Yeah, Gopi. So I'll be guiding you how to install in GCP, right? So yeah, I'll be guiding you. Don't worry about that. So this is the latest batch. So Linux admin batch 125, right? So and you can see even VMware is also there. So this is a new batch we are starting. Okay, so So just click this one and buy course. Click on checkout. Just a sec. Yeah, click next. So it will ask for the payment. Okay, so proceed to the payment, and you can, if you're having any issue in the payment, because it does allow for any foreign like exchange also. So you can, for sure, if you're having any payment related issue, you can reach out to this mail ID. Okay, and even you can drop an email to me. I will redirect you to them, and yeah, or reach out to the WhatsApp group admins. Okay, so the WhatsApp group link for the people who are not part of any of the WhatsApp group. So why WhatsApp group is important in terms of our batches and all, because this is the only way of communication with anyone, right? So you just click this link, click on allow, you just click on join chat. Okay, so it will be like easily you can open this one. And if you, this is for the people who are not part of any of the previous WhatsApp groups, right? So yeah, please join via this one. And yeah, so as I already told, please drop an email to me. And yeah, okay, so the YouTube channel, sorry, I forgot that. Yeah, Kirti. So you can even see my previous YouTube, previous batches. Yeah, this one, batch 109, and all the previous batches. The 2 days recordings would be posted in YouTube, first 2 days. Okay, so any course, that is what we follow. So first 2 to 3 days recordings would be posted in YouTube, and yeah, so there you can watch it, Kirti. So yeah, Lilith, sorry, I missed your question. So of course, as a production support engineer, you can, this is the important course for especially you guys. Okay, so you must know the Linux, right? So even in my previous company, I was a production support engineer. So don't worry about that. It is very important course for you guys. Okay, so if you are using a Linux, then it is important. And of course, I will give some Windows Server insights as well. So don't worry about that. Right. So please do subscribe the Logic Labs channel. And yeah, so which analyst, Madhusha, like data analyst you are asking? So why Linux is in general, what is the importance of Linux, right? So not only analyst, for any job, I'm not forcing you to do this certification, right? So just a basic Linux knowledge would be helpful for any jobs. So don't worry about, okay, only if you are a Linux admin, you need to take this session. So like Linux is a market standard and it is necessity for any of the tools, right? So if like let's say Power BI, right? So Power BI, if you are using only the GUI version, then it is fine. And yeah, so for the people who are using any CLI related one, all the commands is like the origin is Linux only. So that is the thing. Okay, Kirti. So sure. So you have already a AWS. Okay, so you are a fresher as well. So yeah, so first, many people, what they are making mistake is like right away they want to study Kubernetes or everything. Like there is a streamline for DevOps, right? So you should start with Linux. So Linux is the basic, and every tool depends on Linux. So even as a cloud engineer, you must know Linux, right? So AWS CLI is the one which any company would use, right? So not the GUI one. So of course they would use that, but CLI is the preferred one. So that is the thing. Yeah, you're in the right place, Kirti. So don't worry about placement. So once you clear the, sorry, once you are familiar with uh, all these concepts, right? So if you want, you can attend. So I would urge all the freshers in this batch or in the chat to, like, if you are ready, you can do this certification, and the certification cost is bit high, actually. So that is for sure, but it is worth it, I would say. So as a fresher, it is totally worth it. So RHCSA certification cost is around 19,500. Okay, so that is the thing. So again, you can't register yourself. Okay, so you need to reach out to any of the learning facility in your place, and you can read, like, ask them to schedule an exam on your behalf. And again, you can write from your home, sorry, your laptop. Okay, so or you can go to any one of the uh, like exam centers in your place. Okay, we're already studying with this fail paper. Yeah, Mary. So of course, yeah, that's what, like, as a cloud engineer as well, also you must know the Linux, right? So yeah, this would be helpful for you. So don't worry about that. Shalan, actually, the first 2 days would be a demo session. Okay, so after that, once you paid, and if you're having any payment issue, so please reach out to this mail ID. Okay, so or you can drop an email to me. I'll give my mail ID once again. And I will send this drive link once again for the people like who didn't bookmark it. Okay, so please do bookmark like this. Okay, so that you won't be missed out on these files and all, right? So I'll be posting any documents or anything related to our course here. Okay, so yeah. So once again, please download this ISO for the, if you want to install in your local machine. Okay, so for the people who are having low specification, so the basic specification required is um, RAM must be at least of 4 GB or RAM or memory. So your CPU should be at least of 2 CPU should be there, so 2 cores. Okay, so if your laptops or your PC specification is less than this, I won't suggest you to use this VM. So you can easily do the same using your AWS or GCP. So anyhow, I'll be seeing that in tomorrow's session. Okay, so how to install in your local machine as well as in GCP or AWS. Why I prefer only those two? Why? Because as I told, Azure is giving only 30 days, AWS is of 1 year, right? So GCP is giving 90 days, I guess. So 90 days, and GCP is giving the free credits of $300. So that is very, very important, right? So that is very, very useful, by the way. So GCP is giving $300 for free for using their platform. So yeah, we'll be seeing how to install this one. So yeah, because since we are using a GUI in your VMware as well, right? So that your laptop would be very slow, and you can't even open a browser once you turned on your VM. So if that's the case in your that's your case, then please don't install or don't run the VM. Okay, so do open a account. So we'll be anyhow walking through how to open an account and all in upcoming session. Yeah, Ganesh. So basic scripting I'll be going through. If not, I'll be providing any documents also. Okay, so very basics I'll be going through because this course is like already the time would be very less for us because yeah. So anyhow, I'll be going through that, and you can see this question, right? So there is even a this is not a dump, I would say, but almost the same questions it would be coming in your exam. Okay, so the same pattern you can expect in your exam. So please download this one as well. So again, this is listed in our Google Drive. So let's send this link. I will be pasting this link in this as well. So if I for the people who can't download this PDF file, right? So please keep this drive handy. Okay, so anything related to our session, I'll be posting here. Okay, so yeah, so download Kitty as well. So I'll be sending this also here. Okay, so I didn't open it with this account. One second. Yeah, so download Kitty as well. So Kitty is a fork of Putty. Okay, so yeah, download all these files. Okay, so if you download ISO, you can ignore this torrent files. All are same. And download VMware Workstation Pro. And this key anyhow we'll be seeing in tomorrow session how to install this one. Okay, so and there is even a walkthrough in this steps to install VMware. Okay, so with the screenshot I explained here, this is the key by the way. Okay, so yeah, is there any more doubts? Anyone? So of course you can even add like basics of cloud. Anyhow, we'll be seeing how to initiate a EC2 instance and GCP as well, right? So you can mention that in your resume as well. So yeah, that is how uh, you can mention as a point, like you initiated a EC2 instance and all, right? So as a in the system diagnostic or the server troubleshooting, right? So you'll be seeing a bit more like how to diagnose the server if something goes wrong, right? So how many years of experience you can put? Okay. Yeah, Mary. So you just download. Okay. The drive link actually, I it will be sent in this notes. Okay, today's notes. So just go to your drive and open ISO and VMware. Right click this and download. Okay, so yeah, that is how you download the ISO. And if you're still confused, so don't worry, you can use the AWS or GCP. So don't worry if you're having any issues for downloading or anything. So you can use AWS or GCP or any cloud service provider of your choice. Okay, so how many years? Navakant, actually, how many years of experience you have, by the way? So Uh, so this course, like it is around 2 years of experience you can put. Okay, so but of course, how many years you have, right? So yeah, Shalim. So this is more than enough for like for appearing in the RHCS exam. So right away, I won't suggest you to appear to the exam, right? So you need to practice. And why it is a very important exam and the credibility is there because it is a performance based exam, which means there is no MCQ or so. Only you need to answer like by providing the command and so, right? So that is the tricky part. So it is not as same as your AWS solution architect and all. So there would be zero MCQ. Okay, so That is the tricky part here. So all will be a practical question. So if you're stuck somewhere, yeah, you would get 0 mark for that. So unfortunately, you'd get 0 mark for that particular question. So that is why this is not a tough exam per se, but yeah, it is a tricky one. Okay, so yeah, and Navakant, oh, okay, you are having 10 years of experience. So of course you can put 2+ years, Navakant, if you completed our sessions. For the freshers, I would like you can mention in your you can even do a project on based on this one, right? So if you've done the certification, well and good, you can mention that in your resume. If not, you can mention that like you initiated a, let's say, an application using the like startup service also. Anyhow, I'll be guiding you how to do that. Okay, so yeah, so this is the container question. So even the questions answer would be here. So if you are very curious enough, you can see all the answers here. So each topic after that we'll be going through the like a question related to that. Okay, so yeah. So is there any more doubts, anyone? So if not, yeah. So let me give this. Okay, link is already given. Just a sec. Yeah. So there is even an Android app for Logic Labs as well as iOS application. So you can even see the recordings there. Okay. So yeah. So that's it for the day then. We will see tomorrow for how to initiate a VM in your like cloud service provider as well as in our local machine. Okay, so yeah, there would be a certification like after the course completion certificate would be provided, Shalan. So don't worry about that. Okay, so yeah, so that's it for the day then. Is there any exam at your end? No, Shalan. Anyhow, we are going through this exam pattern only, right? So I won't keep any exam or anything. So it is a self-paced one. Okay, so you need to practice. There is even a practice question papers and all. So anyhow, I'll be providing you that. So don't worry about those. Uh, Madhusha, this is a paid course. Okay, so it is around 3.5K. Okay, so yeah, for the first 2 days, it is a free course, means like a demo session. So if you're fine with my training way, you can opt for this course. Okay, so yeah, so I pasted the link in the chat. So yeah, Akash, Kitty is nothing but a fork of putty. Okay, so don't anyhow we'll be seeing that. So it is not a concept, by the way. So link for the payment. So yeah, okay. So Kitty will be seeing tomorrow, Akash. Okay, so that is for like for the people who want to use. It is for a remote session. How to open it? So anyhow, we'll be seeing tomorrow. Don't worry about that. And link for the payment. So firstly, you uh, just go to this course or store. Second, it's sending. Yeah, everyone. So yeah, just scroll down. Okay, so if you want already a recorded one, you can opt for any one of my previous courses. And if you want to enroll this course, you just click that one and click on buy course. And the payment, if you're doing a foreign transaction, you can do that in the same link only. And if you're still having any issues, reach out to that support section. Okay, so next, yeah, you just reach out to this mail ID. Yeah, so live classes one will be only for the paid candidate, Gopi. Okay, so for the, yeah, a different Zoom link will be sent to them, and all the sessions will be in Zoom, as well as the recordings will be provided, and recordings should be there lifetime. Okay, so don't worry about that. Also the notes, everything will be provided in this portal. Okay, so yeah, so I guess we can wrap up for the day. So tomorrow's session we'll be seeing how to install the VM, and in our local machine as well as in the cloud. Okay, so yeah, thanks for your time. That's all. That's it for the day.